In this video, we will begin with the definition of dictionaries. First of all, let's give an intuitive definition and an abstract one at that. Let's consider two universes. The universe is the universe of keys and the universe of values. The values are the information that we want to store. The whole point of dictionaries will be to store information in such a way that allows me to access it fast. Okay? In lists, we could store information that inherently had a sequence structure. In dictionaries, we won't have that, but the data structure of dictionaries will allow us to still access our information in a fast and convenient way. To do that, we will use keys. Okay, when we speak about the universe of keys, we are thinking about all the possible keys that I could use to store data in my dictionaries. Commonly used universes for keys are strings, for example, names. Strings are strings of characters, chains of characters, and other possible commonly used universes for keys are integers. For example, if we have IDs for users in a database. Okay, so a dictionary will be a data structure that links my keys to my values, to my information in a way that using the keys I can get to the values fast and conveniently. So that's what we said. We store pairs, key and value pairs. We give one key to go with each piece of our information, which call each value, and we will use those keys to access the information very quickly and efficiently. So far, this has been a little bit abstract, but let's go more specific. For example, phone book, remember those? These used to be big books that you could find in telephone cabins or in bars. Remember those too, where you could just look up the name of a person. So the key in this particular dictionary would be the name of a person, a string, and by locating that string you could get information about that person. Usually in a phone book you could find their phone number and maybe their address too. So the keys in my, let's say, traditional phone book would be the names of the people, and the values would be a tuple that contains their telephone number and possibly their address or some other information. An English dictionary is, of course, a dictionary. In this case, the keys are the words, the spelling of each particular word, and the value are the definitions. Okay? Other examples of dictionaries that we use very frequently are cards. For example, point cards for public transportation. In Japan, one very popular one is called Suica. When you enter the public transport system, the metro or the bus or a train, you swipe this card or get it close to the machine so it can read the key. The key in this case is a number that identifies you. And the information stored in the key is the trip history, the money that you still have left in the card, probably your name, and so on and so forth. So with this, I hope I have given you an intuition that dictionaries are a very well used type of data structure. I want to do this thing where I use a key to access information that's not particularly structured. I use my keys to precisely give structure to my information so that I can access that information quickly and conveniently. In general, dictionaries do not have repetitions, so each key is associated to one value at most. Each key in my universe can be associated to one value or to 0, but usually not to 2. What does this mean? Going back to the previous examples, each person had one telephone number, not two. When I swipe my Suica card, my personal identification number only identifies me. It cannot identify anyone else. Okay? Maybe here you're thinking, hey, wait, what about the English dictionary? Each word can have different meanings. Okay, you're right there. But let's consider still that to be only one value. In this case, we would consider that our values are lists with different positions. So, to be fully precise and to use Python notation, an English dictionary would have strings as keys, and it would have lists of strings as their values. And in each position of this list, I would have each of the possible definitions of my words. Okay? So if I use the key table, T-A-B-L-E, then I would have several values. One that speaks about the piece of furniture, one that speaks about the verb to table, for example. Okay? So I will still consider that my dictionaries do not allow repetitions in my keys. Each key is associated to one and only one value. And if I add the same key a second time with another value, in general, what I would get is that the first value that I had inputted gets overwritten. Finally, for this video, dictionary keys must always be immutable. Okay? This has to do with the internal structure of dictionaries. In order to allow for fast and convenient retrieval of information, dictionaries use one very particular type of structure. In general, they are probably implemented using something called hash tables, which you might want to look up and you have a reference to in the Jupyter notebook. Okay? But and the keys need to be immutable, because once I have set up this structure for the keys, if I change one, then all of my structure might come crashing down. All of my hash table or search trees or whatever I'm using might get broken if I change the keys midway. So because of that, dictionary keys must always be immutable. Not only that, but if you remember, we saw that some tuples, which are immutable, could contain parts that could be changed. Dictionary keys will not allow that. Dictionary keys need not only be immutable, but they can not have any part that can be changed. We will call that hashable in Python. Okay, so there is absolutely no restriction in my values. I can have whatever values I want in my dictionary. I can even have, as I said before, lists of values. But for my keys, I need them to be immutable and not have any part that can be changed. I need my dictionary keys to be hashable.